This case has gotten out of control. This video is brought to you by the Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to my channel. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So this has been a long time coming, man. I have to circle back around and talk about Ahmaud Arbery again, because there's so much disinformation, so much colluding with the media to paint narratives to get everybody psychologically brainwashed into hatred and division. But I said this from the very beginning. People need to adhere to laws and facts. Even if you're going to make an assessment, start with laws and facts and then make an assessment about what you think. You can't just run off the mouth and say, oh, this is what I feel, this is what I feel, and you're not even evaluating according to the law. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this because I think people should be reasonable to understand this. If this same situation happened in California, then we wouldn't be having a conversation right now. They don't have citizens arrest laws like Georgia. They don't have the stand your ground laws like Georgia. They don't have open carry laws like Georgia. This would be a whole new scenario if this was just in another state that didn't have the same laws. It's that simple. And what the media is doing is pushing an agenda, in my personal opinion, like Trayvon Martin's case. It's where the public gets so outraged and they yell and they scream and they get mad and they get emotional. And then what do? They press charges, they arrest people, they send them to jail, and they know they don't have a chance of prosecuting these people in the court of law. They don't have a chance of convicting anybody. And I'm going to say this, just the new arrest with Roddy Bryant, with William Roddy Bryant, the guy who was video recording, they charged him with murder. He's video recording. Even if he decided to use his car to assist in a citizen's arrest, how are you going to charge the man with murder? You're going to have a hard-pressed time to convince a jury that that's what was happening. He was facilitating an intentional murder. He was facilitating it. That means if a person is murdered while you commit another felony crime, then you are an accessory to it. They can charge you with murder. They cannot even prove who caused the first gunshot to go off that hit Ahmaud Arbery. They cannot decide if it was the chest or the hand first. Many people believe it was the hand because if you get hit in the chest, a little bit of adrenaline ain't gonna take you that far. They can't decide. Forensic pathologists disagree. They're not gonna be able to determine who pulled the trigger or caused the trigger to go off. Having your finger on the trigger is dumb, but is it against the law? That's what people need to understand. Should you go out and be citizen police? Well, I don't think it's smart unless you're ready for the smoke, but is it against the law? They have citizens arrest laws in the state of Georgia, and people want to call it vigilante justice. Citizens arrest must be vigilante justice because all you need to conduct a citizen's arrest, and this goes for the McMichaels, this goes for Mr. Arbery, if he wasn't committing a crime, if he was actually conducting a citizen's arrest because he was doing something right, all you don't need to prove that they did anything. You don't need to know that they did anything. All you need is reasonable and probable grounds of suspicion. Suspicion, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. If you don't like the law, get the law removed. But you can't come up with your own justice. Reasonable suspicion that this person had committed a felony crime. And Gregory and Travis McMichael believed that the crime was burglary in the first degree. This is what they reported to individuals. This is what they were going off, the assumption that they were going off of. So it appears that they were acting in good faith, executing what they believed was a legitimate citizen's arrest. To insinuate that they weren't, you can if you want to. You can make the argument if you want to. But I'm going off of their statements and what the law says. Now, you can say that they did it because they didn't. Well, what law are they breaking if they believe that they're conducting a citizen's arrest according to the law that's on the book? It's going to be hard for you to prove to say that they, in their mind, they weren't really conducting a citizen's arrest. But on paper, they're saying that they believed he committed a burglary and they tried to corral him after they called the police. And so they have an expectation that the police are going to arrive and assist at some point. It's just bothering me, man. Even if you want to talk bad about Travis McMichael, Gregory McMichael, talk bad about him. But you also have to talk the truth and bad about Ahmaud Arbery. You can't show a picture of this boy when he in middle school, high school, and all of his pictures is with his family when he's like 16, 17, 18 years old. And then you act like none of the things that he's been through since 19 when he got arrested for a gun charge, none of that counts. Only because he lost his life in this situation that none of his record counts. But people are bringing up Greg McMichael. But they won't tell the full truth. Greg McMichael, I think it was a poor decision. I think it was, I could say, embarrassment to police for him to have a lapse in his training, for him to not be certified in the last 8 years. But what they don't tell you is that one of the reasons why he didn't complete his training because he had 2 heart attacks, his wife had cancer, he had major surgeries, he suffered from depression. So doing a little online use of force class that many people skip anyway, I'm just going to tell you the honest to God truth. Force on force is how you learn use of force. Reading it off a piece of paper is just going through the motions. He didn't have no duty to arrest people, or he didn't have to carry a gun his last 8 years with the DA's office. That's why the DA was willing to sign off on it and say, you're good, bro. We get it. You wasn't supposed to do it this way, but we get it. But they don't want to tell you that. He went 30 years, not one complaint. That is nearly impossible to be a police officer and go 30 years with not one citizen complaint. Multiple commendations from citizens claiming that he was a good officer. Travis McMichael, they paint the man as they won't even tell you that he's a veteran in the military. The United States Coast Guard. He worked in law enforcement in the Coast Guard. So he has a background in law enforcement. These aren't vigilantes that just want hype and want to arrest people because they can. The whole community was involved in this. Many people called 911. Many people got the video recording of people breaking in individuals' houses. Larry English lied. I got the 911 tape. I'll put it on here at some point. The 911 tape of Larry English telling the dispatcher that people stole from his boat. And he also told the dispatcher that on the video, he's seen people steal his toolbox. And then he gets on TV because they've been threatening him and say, oh, no, nothing was taken. Even the stuff that's taken out the boat, I really don't know if it happened there. He's trying to back away from it so he don't get involved because they're trying to take everybody down like they did the guy filming. They want to charge everybody with murder. And everybody's doing self-preservation at this point. Larry English communicated with police on multiple occasions. The police were in communication with Larry English. The police saw the videos. And people want to say, the police were soliciting help from McMichaels. They're not telling him to make an arrest. Nowhere on there did it say that the police are suggesting this. Greg McMichael made himself available, and they said, look, if you want to call this guy, you can call him 24 hours a day. He's available. To do what? He has a tremendous amount of experience in law enforcement and the DA's office, so he can help in any way that's legally possible. Why is it that they jump to vigilante justice? They have an agenda. Legally possible. He can be a witness. He can keep an eye on your property. Ladies and gentlemen, you do have a right to drive down your street and tell a person they need to get off a property on behalf of another person in the community. I don't know where we've gone to where we've gone so far whack that we are conflating constitutional rights with what's right, what's wrong, what I like and what I don't like. At what point are we a police state where the police can have to handle everything that goes on? No, let the police do it. No, let the police do it. You might as well not even carry a firearm. Let the police do it. No, we live in a free country. You have the right to bear arms and protect yourself. That's why they have stand your ground laws. That's why they have self-defense laws. So you don't have to get put at gunpoint and then call the police later on. You can defend yourself on the scene. People shouldn't have the right to come and abuse your community, steal, do crimes in your community. And no, don't touch it. You got to wait on the police to come. because you don't have no rights to do nothing for yourself. The criminal run wild, do whatever they want to do in your community. But oh, no, you got to let the police do it. Yeah, the police are the one. Come on, man. Why are we switching up on this? And then some of y'all mad because the police are violating the Constitution. In some cases, some of them are violating the Constitution. But call the police. McMichael should have called the police. Come on, man. You either 100% trust the police or you don't. You 100% believe you have the freedom to protect your property and protect other people in your community, or you don't. Why does criminals have more rights than citizens? Where's the fault of Ahmaud Arbery? Everybody's talking about they had no business blocking him in. Well, he had no business stealing and running. When they told him to stop the first time, he should have stopped. If you're going to blame Travis McMichael and Greg McMichael, you got to blame both sides. Should they have conducted a citizen's arrest? I don't know. In hindsight, it looks like they shouldn't. Should he have been breaking into somebody's house, trespassing, stealing stuff, being in the community on multiple occasions? Should he be at work doing his job and not in somebody's community where he don't live, committing crimes on multiple occasions? Should he have not ran at a guy with a gun in his hand? Come on, man. Like this, if you want to put fault, you got to put it on both sides. Everybody's just jumping the gun, man. I think there's so much information that needs to be out there that people aren't talking about. People aren't talking about that on February the 11th, that Travis McMichael had an interaction with Ahmaud Arbery. Ahmaud Arbery is hiding behind bushes in their community. He sees him as he's driving by. He like, what is this guy doing? He go hide behind the porta potty that's in front of the vacant house. Then they pull back to see, why is this guy hiding? Ahmaud Arbery goes in his pockets like he had a gun, according to Travis McMichael. So Travis McMichael burnt off. He was scared. He thought he was going to get shot by this guy. He burnt off. Called 911. Gave all the information that I just said on a 911 call. It's recorded. 911 call. Then there's another guy there that nobody talks about. Last name is Perez. I believe it's Perez. This guy is in the community as well. He's the one that saw Ahmaud Arbery, and then at Ahmaud Arbery's death on the 23rd, he recognized him and verified that was him at the scene. Larry English been communicating with Perez the entire time. Perez noted on February the 11th that Ahmaud Arbery fled in a vehicle, gave the police the vehicle description. But nobody wants to talk about these things. No, everybody wants to pick a side and act all crazy. I'm picking a side of the law, and the law seems to favor a side. Now, I'm not favoring nobody. I don't care. They ain't paying me. I'm not their attorney. But the law seems to be more in favor of Travis and Gregory McMichael than it is in Arbery's case. They weren't committing a crime. They have citizens arrest laws that they were apparently, it appears that they were acting in good faith. They cited the law. It appears that they were following that law according to how it's written in Georgia law. They can open carry. Your constitutional rights don't leave your spirit because you're conducting a citizen's arrest. You can carry a gun to a citizen's arrest. That makes no sense. You can do a citizen's arrest, but you got to leave your gun at home. But if he pull a gun on you while you're conducting a citizen's arrest, you're supposed to either get shot to death or you're supposed to say, hey, wait a minute, time out. I'm trying to arrest you, but I left my gun at the house because I didn't want it to go south and have to hurt anybody. But since you pulled a gun, let me go back and get a gun to pull it on you too. So I'll be back. That's not how it works, man. It makes no sense. Because even if you right or wrong, the other person has a right to carry a firearm too. Self-defense laws favor Travis McMichael in this. You cannot claim self-defense when you initiated a life or death situation. And the only person that initiated a life and death situation was Ahmaud Arbery. He ran down the street looking at these individuals sitting outside the car with guns. He didn't stop running. He didn't stop. He didn't run the other way. He didn't run left. He didn't run right. He was in no way showing any retreat, that he was afraid or anything. It appears that he didn't think they were even going to shoot him. Because if you thought you were going to shoot him, you wouldn't ran at the man with the gun, and you ain't got no gun. So I don't even think he believed that Travis McMichael was going to shoot him because he's running right down the street in front of Travis McMichael. while he got the shotgun hanging like this, Arbery's running right at him on the left side of the road, running directly at him for about 40 feet, at least 40, 30 feet. I mean yards, 40, 30 yards, it looked like. Then he cuts around the truck. He could be gone. He could be gone. It doesn't seem that he thought that Greg was going to shoot him because Greg is sitting at the bed of the truck. He just keep running out in the open, running right at the truck with Greg on the top and Travis at the door. No way does he show any signs thinking that somebody's going to shoot him at any point. He runs around and he attacks the dude with the gun. He saw the dude had a gun from the time he was here to the time he ran around the truck to the time he attacked him. And they don't have, the forensic pathologists cannot agree on whether or not who caused the first shot to go off. Who did it? Was it Arbery pulling the gun or was it Travis pulling the trigger? They have no, they don't know. And you expect to convince a jury beyond a reasonable doubt that they intentionally hunted him down like a dog. And they're gonna watch that video of him running right at Travis McMichael. I'm just saying, man, it's getting out of hand. They throw out every dirty, nasty thing about the McMichaels. They make Arbery look like a saint. Man, throw all their dirt out there and get everybody exposed. You're gonna talk about Gregory McMichael? Gregory didn't even shoot anybody. You're gonna talk about his past 30 years in law enforcement? Then go back to Ahmaud Arbery's last 10 years. Go back to his side. So that people don't have to embarrass him. Because y'all I don't even have to post about Gregory McMichael. Y'all post every dirty thing you can think about. I'm talking about the media. And then stuff gets released about Ahmaud Arbery, and now everybody's shocked and mad and hurt and their feelings about everything. And how could you do that? You're trying to disparage his character. They're trying to disparage Gregory and Travis McMichael's character as well. You either leave everybody's past out or you put everybody's past on the floor and let everybody evaluate. Well, what do I think about Travis McMichael? What do I think about Ahmaud Arbery? What do I think about these guys? Put them all out on the table. Let the people decide instead of lying to people, instead of deceiving people, instead of acting like Georgia don't have laws for self-defense, stand your ground, no duty to retreat, citizen's arrest, that burglary in the first degree is a felony, and open carry laws. Yeah, people are acting like none of those laws can be implemented or applied in the defense. And I'm going to say this and I'm done. They're going to get everybody's feelings caught up. Everybody's going to get hyped up and mad and upset when they go to court and the jurors in rural Georgia are going to be like, no, this does say citizen's arrest. They could have thought that that he was burglarizing a place. He is running down the street. They have interacted with him on other occasions where he was potentially burglarizing. Larry English did say that stuff was stolen from his property. Larry English did say a black male was one of the suspects. And Ahmaud Arbery had a face-to-face interaction with Travis McMichael on the 11th, 2 weeks before the final interaction. And a common sense person is going to say, well, citizen's arrest seemed to be like that's what they were trying to do. And then they're going to look and say, well, why they put guns in the car and run and chase a man? Well, they can open carry. Should they be able to lose their rights because they're doing a citizen's arrest? No. So it looked like maybe they shouldn't have pulled a gun out in the street. But is that a crime to open carry in the street? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's going to be hard to convince a jury. That's all I'm saying. And y'all don't get mad if these people get acquitted. And if they get convicted, then I'm not mad. I ain't getting paid nothing for these people. So it ain't my fight. I'm just giving you the facts. Anyway, let me know what you think. Write in the comment section. This is a longer video. I had to get it all off my chest. There's more. Trust me, there's more. Visit the Officer Tatum store. Like, subscribe to the channel again. I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all know what it is.